Hello, everyone. This is Mike from Dimensional Walking. And today I'm going to title this episode, Why Do We Forget Our Alien Encounters? Okay. So, from the many years of my experience in research, in my 1,500 plus witness interviews or interviews with, let's say, the abductees and contactees, I've come to kind of a conclusion that 1 in 3 people that you come across walking down the street have had some otherworldly experience. And I'm going to define otherworldly as meeting a animated being, non-human, and it would probably be such entities as greys, reptilians, fairies, elves, wee people, angels and devils, angels and demons, and although some of them have probably been here for a very long time, some of them have an interdimensional aspect to them. I also want to add cryptids on there too. So through my research, I've kind of determined that most of these people that have had these encounters, including myself, will not remember them. Okay, and what does happen to them is they have these, what I call them, the quick flashbacks, where all of a sudden they're walking somewhere and they see something that is very strange and they don't quite understand it. I also call them sometimes vivid memories that are reoccurring. And that is always a signal for me when I'm interviewing some contactee or abductee that they probably did have an encounter for sure. Okay. So, and what's interesting is some of them have multi-encounters throughout their lives, and most of them will not remember them to any extent at all. Okay? So, why do they forget? Or why do they forget? Or why don't they remember? And there's 3 reasons I've come across that I believe to be true. Now, some of this is from my research, some of it is from other people's research, but I believe it to be true. Number 1. The number one reason, it isn't really the number one reason, it's just one of 3 reasons, is that there is this shock trauma mode. The human mind shuts down and hides these, what I would call them, supercharged emotions, okay, of the encounter. And this type of mode protects you against a mental collapse, which this could lead at the very least to PTSD. So that is one of the number one reasons. The second reason is we cannot perceive the experience. Okay, it is so out of the box that our mind completely ignores it. These type of experiences are outside of our normal reasoning. Okay. So the left brain is telling the right side or the right brain, this is not possible in our world. So this is one of the reasons I've always said that we probably will only be able to contact alien beings if we go through the right brain. Okay? And the reason is that is our created side, and it has the capacity or the capability of imagining the possibility. So it's able to, like an artist or somebody that creates things, they use the right brain. Those are the people that I've always said will have the best ability to make contact, actual contact, not just having abductions or whatever. This is actually communicating. Okay, and they probably won't do it with words. They'll do it with other things, maybe with art or mathematics or something else, but not creative mathematics, okay? Because I know people will come back to me and say, well, what do you mean mathematics? That would be a left brain function. But I think there's some theoretical mathematicians that use their right brain a whole lot. So anyways, and then the last reason is what I call the interdimensional beings. Interdimensional beings do not want the attention from the general public or our governments, okay? So they do two things to their abductees. They put a screen out there. They screen their thoughts. And basically what that does is pretty much disrupt the normal thinking that they have. They'll screen it. Greys are really famous for this. And I just recently did one on owls. They love to screen it with, owls. Okay, they'll make themselves look like an owl where actually they're a gray. Okay, or another one that really they use a lot is deer. They use animals. Let me just say this. Generally speaking, they use animals that have large eyes. Okay, deer, owls. I've even heard of cows. So those come in your mind, and you don't have any negative thoughts about that. You're not afraid. So and so they try to calm your mind, but basically at the same time is you don't have a clear picture of what exactly is going on, and that's where it's really a different thing. So anyways, so they do that, and then they also will completely disrupt the mind for you to remember anything about the event. And sometimes the screening does that. And it's almost what I consider as a permanent wipe. So a couple examples. Let me try to give you some examples of this. I had a group of a family, a large extended family that I worked with in South Carolina. And what they would see a lot of times sitting on their back porch on the picnic tables, they would see almost look like a family of owls. Okay, there was a couple little owls, there was a couple of big owls, and they were sitting there very much like a human would sit. And then when I say sit, they were standing, of course, but I mean they would just screen it like that. Or all of a sudden they would be in their house, and all of a sudden deer would come up, and they would see their big eyes. Everything was focused on the large eyes, and for the most part, they believe, and I believe, that those are actually gray aliens. And so, anyways, this screening process is used a lot, and that is one of the reasons why people do, forget their encounters. And so, anyways, that's been my experience from people that have talked to me about their alien abductions. Was that a lot of times they have this screening that goes on, that they see these animals, and they don't know what it is, and the animals have never acted this way before, but now they're acting quite strangely and staring in their eyes, etc. So it's really this really incredible screening process that these beings use to interact with us and don't frighten us, basically. So anyways, if any of you have had these similar type experiences, please send us an email at dimensionalwalking@gmail.com, or you can leave comments here. I appreciate it. And thanks a lot. We'll see you again in the future. Bye-bye.